protect the right of self-defense everywhere it is under siege, and I will sign concealed carry reciprocity. Your Second Amendment does not end at the state line. It is under siege, and I will sign concealed carry reciprocity. Your Second Amendment does not end at the state line.
There was always tension around whether this was actually smart and good policy. And that's why we actually saw this type of legislation defeated over and over again in places like Louisiana and in South Carolina and even in Tennessee. Because there was really a lot of questions around, is this going to make our community safer? And how is this actually going to impact law enforcement community? I think the biggest threat here is carrying a firearm across state lines without a permit. And a piece that I really want to underscore is law enforcement won't know who has firearms. If you are crossing state lines and you don't have a permit to carry and you're not required to have a permit to carry, law enforcement isn't aware of who has them. And that is one of the biggest risks that it has to our communities.
The yeas are 231. The nays are 198. The bill is passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
This is exactly what we heard and what we saw in 2017, where we were able to actually successfully defeat CCR campaign. It passed through the House. It did not make it through the Senate.
All right, guys, LocsNLoad here. So the video you just saw was President Donald Trump stating that he is going to sign into law, given the chance, the National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act. Now, I believe he tried to do this his first term as president, but the Democrats was in control of the House and the Senate, or one of the others, and the bill was not able to pass because they had nixed it. Now, with the Republicans controlling the House and the Senate and the president, this bill will have a much easier time getting passed through and put into actual fruition versus, last time. So, National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act. Locs, what does that really mean? All right, in layman's terms, take me, for example. I am a Florida resident. I have a Florida concealed carry permit. Now, I can carry legally in the state of Florida, and 32 other states, 32 of the 50 states will accept my concealed carry permit and allow me to legally conceal carry in their state. Now, if I cross lines into California or New York, now they do not recognize Florida concealed carry. Pretty much they don't recognize any concealed carry. They do, but it's very hard and extremely difficult to get one in those places. But legally, I would not be able to bring that firearm across state lines into New York. Now, with the National Reciprocity Act being passed, despite New York saying we don't agree with this, it is still law for them that they have to adhere to. So I would legally be able to carry my firearm across state lines into New York and carry that firearm on me and be able to defend myself in the state of New York, regardless of how they feel. So as a firearm instructor, as someone who's pro 2A, more so than just pro gun, because there's a difference. I made a video on the difference between pro 2A and pro gun, right? But as someone who kind of says I'm part of this side and this side, I'm happy for this. Anytime I see the government preserve our natural God-given rights to defend ourselves, I'm gonna be happy for it. So again, there are going to be people who say, "Oh, that just means anybody in America gets carry a gun." I mean, granted, anyone in America can honestly have a gun, even if you're a felon. It might be illegal, but you can still find a way to get a gun and have it on you, right? So, all these people crazy people want to have guns. Like, people have guns. They've always had guns. The only ones without guns is really us, right? Everyone's like AR-15s. Everyone around us has an AR-15. The government, the military, the police, the gangs, the cartels. Like, everyone around you has an AR-15 but you. So that's the problem. So now with this, it's basically giving the American citizen the go-ahead to defend themselves, to go ahead and get what you need to do, because again, the police cannot always be there. The military cannot always be there. Sometimes you have to respond to the situation yourself. And the fact that the government is going to allow you to do that, no matter where you are in the country, is a huge benefit to the American citizen. Now, this National Concealed Carry Policy Act is not a supplement for training. That's the only thing when when I see like Florida get the permitless carry, or they have this constitutional carry, no, national reciprocity. The only thing I as an instructor have fear about is where and how are people going to get the education, information, and training to properly carry this firearm. It's one thing to allow you, to drive a car, right? Yeah, once you turn 16, you get your permit, or you turn 18, you get your full-fledged license. Sure, you can drive. You can drive pretty much any vehicle that's under a certain weight class, like where you need a CDLA, CDLB, right? Any type of, you can drive an F-250. Never driven a car before, but because you got that license, now you're behind the wheel of this giant truck, not knowing what to do, right? And so that's the only concern I have as an instructor, is that this is not a supplement for training. This, just because you have the firearm on you, does not mean you know how to use it. Does not mean you know what type of, first of all, you don't even know what the make, model, and the ammunition of that gun. You don't even have a proper holster for that gun. You don't even know how to properly get that holster, that gun from concealment, whether it be in a glove box, in your purse, in your waistband, in your pocket, and properly employ that firearm and firing off the rounds accurately enough to hit the target but not endanger anybody else around you. All right, that's the only concern I have, is that is this going to persuade people to go out and get training, or is this going to, all right, cool, national policy, I got my gun, I wish somebody would fuck with me, right? Come on, who wants to fuck with me now? That's the only downside and problem I have with it. But besides that, I'm a full 100% supporter of this law being passed. Because again, I'm always going to be someone who advocates for the everyday citizen. Right? I don't care about politicians. I don't care about the rich, the elites. I don't care about, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. I don't care about that. I'm worried about us. The people who are going to work every single day, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sundays, paying our car notes, paying our bills, and doing what we need to do to actually keep the country rolling and running the way it's been doing for generation after generation after generation. So the government saying that we're going to protect our people to keep these generations going and going and going, I'm a huge supporter of that. Now, what I want to know is from you guys, how do you feel about Trump's National Concealed Carry Policy Act being passed? Would you be a supporter of it, or would you be a naysayer of it? If it did pass, what would be your pros, things that you're happy about, and what would be your cons, things that bring you concern? Right? I'm happy to see people get the right to carry the firearm and carry the protection no matter where they are within the states, the lines of the United States of America. But I'm also kind of concerned that people are not getting the training. That's me. So put down in the comment section how you feel and what you think, and we're going to see where it goes from there. But again, guys, I want you to stay tuned to what's going on. And as always, stay educated, stay dangerous. LocsNLoad out.